Beneath London's skyline lies a path where time stands still and history moves with every step. From the modern buzz of the O2 to a hidden tunnel beneath the Thames. From a legendary ship to royal gardens, grand halls and the silent line that splits the earth in two. This isn't just a walk. It's a story written across centuries. Welcome to Greenwich. I'm here at the O2 Arena, formerly known as the Millennium Dome, to celebrate the start of the new millennium back in 2000. And this place is absolutely epic. In fact, it's wild because some of the largest concerts in the world take place in there. But not only that, you actually get to have a lot of food, enjoy. I mean, the world's cuisine is in there. Entertainment-wise, there's rock climbing, cinemas, even shopping. I mean, there's outlets in there too. So you could spend the entire day literally just in the O2 Arena. But we're starting our Greenwich walking tour right here. So it's going to be quite a fascinating tour over the next couple of hours or so. It's going to take me just to get from here all the way to Greenwich Park. I'm looking forward to it. I've never done this walk before. So you're joining me on this walk for the very first time, which I'll get to experience, and so will you. I mean, just this area alone is absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at this. I mean, the way it got developed over the years when it launched back in 2000, I find this fascinating. In fact, every time somebody comes over from another country, I always like to bring them here at the O2, because there's just so much to do all under one roof. But just the setting, the local surrounding, it is beautiful. So as I said, we're going to walk straight through the London Underground station, so the Greenwich North Station, and then that will take us to our walkway path. So having walked down Millennium Way onto Waterview Drive. So in fact, this place, as I'm walking, gives me a bit of a flashback to COVID and lockdown, because I came here to hand over some food to a friend who just arrived from Bangladesh for the very first time. And obviously they had to stay in one of these hotels for a couple of days before they were able to come out into the real world. So that was the lockdown time back in 2020, 2021. So it was a really challenging time back then. So it should be another couple more minutes before I reach the Olympian Way, which is the main walkway across the River Thames, which is really nice. So it's about a 2-mile walk until we reach the Greenwich Pier. Look at this scintillating view of Canary Wharf right in front of me. And so that's across the River Thames right there. But this is the Olympian Way. So I'm just about to take a left as I head towards that long walk on the Olympian Way, which should be fascinating. I've never done this walk before, so you are walking this route with me as I speak. So I really do hope you enjoy this video and this trek, because I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful walking experience of London. Something different. I mean, everyone comes to London and goes to experience the traditional Big Ben and London Eye and Buckingham Palace, etc. But when you are coming to London, you want to experience a different part of London. So that just across the river is the Isle of Dogs. And in fact, a bit of history there is I grew up in the Isle of Dogs. So the other side of the river I know very well, but this particular side of the river, not so much. So I'm really looking forward to the walk itself. But you can see just behind me the River Thames, and with the breeze coming through, especially in this heat, it is giving a wonderful, wonderful feel right now. So highly recommended, even though we've just started the walk itself, because already it's giving me a 10 out of 10 feeling. Now, what would you call these? Mini beaches? I'm guessing it's all to do with the tide, right? So once the tide is a little higher, then this will all go pretty much underneath. This particular part of the path itself is really, really beautiful. I mean, you've got a lot of greenery around just on the Thames path itself. The construction is just on my left that's taking place, but pretty much a bit of a jungle that you walk through, and all on the River Thames. Beautiful. So in our line of sight, you can see the top of the Cutty Sark over there and the old Royal Naval College just there. So that's where we're heading towards. Still another 20 minutes or so before we reach there. But we'll continue our walking path along this particular route. Right there, that takes us around the bend over to Greenwich Pier, which is right next to Cutty Sark. Really is fascinating what I'm getting to see on this walk itself. I mean, just under my shoulder is another beach that we come up, and there's a gentleman on there, so there is a walking path down to that beach, and it's a really sandy, nice beach. So if you are coming to London and you're looking for, on a nice summer's day, a bit of a beach, sandy beach to experience, why not? We're on a walking path, and this is what we get to see. I'm loving it. It's absolutely brilliant what I'm getting to see right on this particular walking path. So we've gone from a sandy beach now to a rocky beach. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we're almost there to the Greenwich Pier, and right behind me is a bit of a pit stop. So if you want to, because this is the longest part of the walk itself here in Greenwich, you could pop in for a drink or some food. So this is the Young's pub, I believe, or the Young's restaurant. So worth popping in if you want a bit of a break. But I mean, the surroundings is very different already. We've gone from a bit of a foresty, beachy looking area to now a bit more residential, which looks like a bit more of a pathway to walk, which is a traditional sort of Thames path walk. Really nice. The sun is still shining, and almost there I could see literally each and every stop that we'll be stopping over just right in front of me. Just the calm, the peace, the serenity of this walk with the wind blowing, you can hear it. It is mind-blowing. But a quick shout out to you all that if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really love your support if you could subscribe to my channel. Without your support, I'm unable to grow this channel, Sabirul on the Move. So I'd like to do tons more of these videos, not just here in London, but across England, across the UK, and around the world too. So your support will help me get there. And if you do like this video, make sure you press like, and also do leave behind a comment, because I always like to engage with everyone who watches my videos. So make sure you put in a few notes on what you think of this particular video itself. But we're almost there, a couple more minutes, and then we are at the pier. So the walk actually leads us to this particular road itself, Ballast Quay, before we actually join the Thames path again. So a slight bend, and then you join back onto the path itself. Really nice place, and in fact there is a pub named Cutty Sark. Well, not surprising. Some really peculiar looking houses on this walk as well. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see all of this during this walk, and this is on High Bridge Wharf. So this whole Thames path just links naturally, organically onto these roads. And you can see just the footpath ahead of me, really narrow, but really beautiful. And in fact, let me just turn around, and then you'll be able to see the route that it leads to. It's really beautiful. So our walk has led us to the old Royal Naval College. So this was built in 1600s by Sir Christopher Wren. So organically, as part of this walk, you will just come straight from the path onto the old Naval College. And if I'm not mistaken, in fact, a lot of movies have been shot here as well. So you do need a ticket to go inside to experience this. But it is famous for its really, really beautiful painted halls. Look how beautiful this is. And in fact, it used to be a hospital for injured sailors, and then became a training college for the Royal Navy. So this is just walking right through onto the path itself. So I just took a right turn here that took us into the Naval College, but to actually go inside, yeah, you need tickets for those. As I mentioned, a lot of filming takes place here. And there's already something being filmed right here, right in front of us. I mean, you look at the scenic landscape right behind me. It is absolutely wonderful, magnificent. In fact, the architecture of this place when it was built, and you can just hear over my shoulders there's directors giving orders for their filming. So was it taking another Avengers movie here? I don't know. What is it, another Spider-Man movie? Something's happening, but it is so beautiful. So as part of your walking tour, just even walking past this before you come onto the Cutty Sark itself is it's an absolute wonder for the eyes. So we leave behind the Royal Naval College and heading towards the Foot Tunnel itself. So I'm going to go downstairs into the Foot Tunnel just to give you that glimpse, because it is a bit cool. And it also gives me a bit of a flashback, childhood memories, because I used to come here with my friends, and even my school, we once took a walk as well. Once you enter the Foot Tunnel itself, you'll be coming out on that particular side over there. So that's on the other side of the Thames. And just on my left over there is the University of Greenwich. So just more than one thing you get to see just on this walking route, and we haven't even reached the heart of the route yet. If you do decide to go inside the old Royal Naval College, make sure you see the painted halls. If there was a closest example or replica or of the Sistine Chapel, that's as close as you will get to that. So highly recommended if you want to get that glimpse of the beautiful painted halls. So just about to leave, and then straight on the right hand side you see the Cutty Sark. So right here is the Cutty Sark. So this is actually a British clipper ship built in 1869. It was one of the fastest tea trading ships of its time, sailing between Britain and China. Can you imagine? After the steamships took over, it eventually became a trading vessel, and now it's permanently docked here as a museum. The restoration is absolutely stunning, but if you want to go inside, you will need tickets. Look at this beauty. I mean, the fascinating thing that is actually lifted mid-air. And as a museum, to go inside and see what it looks like inside, I mean, if you're here on this walk, why not give it a go? Oh, would you look at that? They're actually climbing. So that's an activity perhaps you could do on here as well. It is. Hey! Being right underneath the Cutty Sark, and in fact, just over my shoulder is the Foot Tunnel. So come on, let's go inside.
Doors closing. Doors opening. Doors opening.
So this is the Greenwich Foot Tunnel. It's around 370 meters long over my shoulders, so quite a bit of a walk. It was built in 1902, and it was just really to help people get across the river when they didn't have much of transport back in those days. It gives a really echoey vibe, and as you can hear, but as you sort of continue the walk, it will take about a good 10 to 10 minutes, I'll say, to walk down this, but there's a lot of people who use it. What's fascinating is the cool breeze that you get here, and the vibe and the echoey vibe itself. A bit of a hidden gem, I must say. So if you are in Greenwich, this is one place you just have to have a quick peep just to get a feel of what it's like under the River Thames. So just come out of the Foot Tunnel, and you can see right here is the Thames, Greenwich Thames Pier, and you can see one of the clipper boats going just about to take off. So this will go all the way to central London over towards Westminster. So if after this walk you want to actually head back into central London, it'll be wonderful just to jump onto one of these boats and head off straight to central London. So this will take you to Tower Bridge, this will take you to Waterloo, to Westminster. So right underneath the Big Ben, you'll be dropped off. And this is just the half of it. I mean, there's still so much to see here in Greenwich. Yes, you've got the pier right over here, but as you're going on the boat itself, I mean, the boat ride is wonderful. I mean, it takes about a good 40 minutes or so. I mean, obviously they tell the story of London and everything you see left and right as you're going on the boat itself. But we're of course here on the walking tour of Greenwich. So we're now going to, in fact, I just want to quickly show you, just after you exit the pier or even the foot tunnel, straight ahead is a bit of a marketplace, or a food market. So you can grab yourself something to eat quickly. You got hot dogs, you got lemonade, you got tacos. I mean, why not? So we've gone from the Thames Path walk on Olympia Way, such a quiet, simplistic walk, to now the hustle and bustle and the energy which Greenwich brings. So we continue our walk, and as you head straight down, just a couple of minutes away from here is the National Maritime Museum. So just heading towards the Maritime Museum, but en route, look what I found just behind me. So this is Greenwich Market. Let's just have a quick hop inside and see what Greenwich Market has to offer. I've never been in there, so what you get to see is what I get to see for the very first time. Wow, beautiful artwork. A live painting right there. If you fancy some jewelry, it's right here in Greenwich Market. So Greenwich Market, we're just about leaving to head to the Maritime Museum, but this was an unexpected sort of stop. I was literally just en route as I was walking past. I was like, oh, Greenwich Market, I've never been here before, so let me give you a quick glimpse. So what did you think of that? It kind of reminded me of Covent Garden when we went to Covent Garden. If you haven't checked out that video, by the way, the link is just above you right now. So worth checking out. And in fact, that was the tour of London, all the tourist hotspots, 13 of them, on the King's birthday itself. So that was one hell of an experience, and to be fair, I didn't have a clue it was the King's birthday back then. So worth checking out that video if you haven't checked that out. But we're just about to head to the Maritime Museum. I've never been in there before. I'm not sure if it's still open or not, but let's just have a quick look. So we've reached the Royal Museum, or the Maritime Museum of Greenwich, and in fact just on the left over there is, once this bus decides to pass over, it's the Royal Naval College. So we could have walked straight through, but obviously we would have missed out on seeing the Cutty Sark and the Thames Pier and the Foot Tunnel as well if we took that route. So let's take a quick walk through this park into the Maritime Museum. It does close at 5 p.m, so just be mindful that if you do start your walk, to make sure you do start your walk slightly early, because this route does take quite a while, especially getting from the O2 to the heart of Greenwich near the pier. But it is beautiful. Have a look. So you're walking in with me into the Maritime Museum for the very first time. Today is a day of discovery for me, as much as it probably is a discovery for you. I just cannot believe that I've never done this before in my life. Wow. Hey. No surprise there'll be a ship right there, considering it's a maritime museum. Ooh. What are those? So the area in which the Maritime Museum is built is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, including the Maritime Museum and the Queen's House just next door. So the museum itself is obviously full of stories from Britain's naval past, from explorations to battles. And the Queen's House, built in the early 1600s, was actually the first classical building in England, super elegant and full of art. Well, that was a bit of British naval history. So now, just right next door to this, as I mentioned, is the Queen's House. So the Queen's House behind me is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place, especially because it houses some of the most amazing artwork you will see, including Queen Elizabeth I, which was a beautiful painting that you will see inside. So let's pop into the Queen's House and let's see what it exactly has to offer. Ooh, feels like a bit of a dark alleyway we're going in. So this place was built for Queen Anne of Denmark, who is the wife of King James I, but she sadly passed away before it actually was finished, so she actually couldn't get to see what's inside. So if you are here in London, here in Greenwich, on a tour like this, you've got the Naval College just there and the Queen's House right here. So it's an absolutely scintillating true history you walk through, and you don't need to be in central London to be able to experience this. It's here in Greenwich. But over to Greenwich Park now, where we actually get to see the observatory and the Meridian line, where the world is separated into two parts. So with this being the Queen's House, right on the side of the Queen's House is Greenwich Park, one of the oldest royal parks in London. So we're going to go up that hill. In fact, there's a pathway, walkway there in the park. I haven't been in Greenwich Park for how many years now? Ooh, probably over 10, 12 years. So this will be a fairly new feel to me as well. Wow. It is a very relaxing walk through Greenwich Park. So you can see right ahead is a bit of an uphill trek, and that, once we reach the top, will give us a great panoramic view of London. This part of the walk is absolutely beautiful, because as we're walking uphill and you look over my shoulder, the view is just getting absolutely beautiful. Right over there is the Naval College, and we've only just started the uphill trek. Still a fair bit to go, so make sure you carry a bottle of water with you, because it can get a bit especially if you need the exercise or you haven't done much of an exercise. So we've reached the top, where this is the Royal Observatory. You can see there's a lot of guests, tourists here to come and see. And inside is where the Meridian line is, Greenwich Maritime, the line that separates the world when it comes to the world clock. I just want to show you the view. So we started our Greenwich walk from there. You can see the O2 just over there. It looks really close considering we've walked for 3 hours now. And then ahead there, the old Royal Naval College. I mean, the view is amazing. So if you are here and you're looking for pictures, this is the absolute scenic spot you want to be. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing. So whether you go inside or not into the observatory, it is still worth just being here at this spot, because the landscape view is mind-boggling. So obviously you capture a lot of Instagrammable photos here, but also you just want to sit, chill, enjoy the scenic view. Nothing else is better. I mean, you could be in any other part of London, you just wouldn't get the same feel as you would do here in Greenwich. And there you see the Greenwich Mean Time, the line that separates the east and the west, and how the time of today is measured. So that line is what separates the world. And it's right here in Greenwich. And that brings to an end a wonderful experience walking the heart of Greenwich, We started off at the O2, where the entertainment world, the hustle and bustle of an outlet, people eating a lot of food. We saw all of that. Then we took obviously the 40-minute long walk down the Thames path before we reached the heart of Greenwich, where we got to see Cutty Sark, the Thames Pier, the Foot Tunnel, which is a secret hidden gem which you must experience, and then obviously the Meridian line here at the observatory. We got to see wonderful things, even some of the most iconic buildings here in Greenwich. So if you are or want to experience a journey that is different, out from the hustle and bustle of the heart of the tourist district, which is the center of London, you want to come to Greenwich because it provides you something different, something not every day or every individual would come to when they think of London would come to experience. So if you haven't tuned into my other videos, please do watch them because I give you further experiences of London and other parts of the world. But make sure you do subscribe to my channel, press like on this video, and do share this with those who are coming to London that you know. Thanks very much for watching Sabirul on the Move, and I'll see you on my next video.